So, Terry, I have a question.
Yes, Kim.
Someone right here in Tennessee received your Psalm 23 Experience box set,
Yes.
and they haven't read the book yet. They received the refrigerator magnet that comes with the book, the 2
Yes.
CDs, the 6 empowerment cards,
Yes.
the Bible marker, the note card. And
It's an experience.
it is an experience. But they had a question and wanted to know what you meant by, you have not fully received of the blessings of the Lord until you've been humbled, nearly embarrassed by it.
That is a great question, and I'm going to answer that. But first,
Coffee.
no, Kim,
What?
I forgot to tell you, I have made a life change. Yeah. Recently, I read about the dangers of drinking coffee. So, I'm giving up reading.
What does this mean? What does that mean? Where did it all begin? Who, what, where, when? No matter what your question may be, I'll give you the answer with first coffee.
Welcome to our home. Come in and let's have some coffee.
First coffee.
The coffee we are going to present in this episode is not one that you sip in your jammies. Oh no.
You look handsome, by the way.
Baby, you are gorgeous. You dress up to drink this Java. We present to you the most, rarest? Not the most, the rarest, the most expensive coffee in the world, coming in at $1,200 a pound. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Black Ivory.
I've been really trying, baby.
Kim, would you do the honors of telling us about Black Ivory?
10 years in the making, Black Ivory coffee is created through a process where Thai elephants in a remote province of Surin, Thailand, naturally refine coffee cherries. It begins with selecting the best 100% Thai Arabic cherries that have been picked from an altitude as high as 5,000 feet. Next, the cherries are brought to Surin, where the cherries are mixed with the elephant's favorite food. Once the elephant ingests the cherries, the digestive process begins.
They're digesting and fermenting the coffee, much like grapes in a vat to make wine.
Once deposited by the elephants, the individual cherries are hand-picked by the elephant caregivers. The picked cherries are then washed several times, raked, and sun-dried. Once dried, the coffee cherries are then hulled and sorted. Finally, the beans are roasted, packed in a one-way valve bag to ensure freshness, and shipped out.
All right, so let me get this straight. All of those beautiful flowery words were simply to say, this is elephant poop coffee.
Basically.
All right, well, we're going to try this. Honey, I want to give you the honor of pouring the brew from number 2.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That was good.
I've got about 3 or 4 potty jokes rattling around in my head right now. But you know me, I would not stoop to the level of getting a cheap laugh off of a crappuccino joke. I would not do that. This is a classy program,
Okay.
educational. Kim, bottoms up.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, I have to say that I am a little.
it's my mic right here. That is amazing.
I'm a little taken aback because I thought it would be bitter, but it is so smooth.
It really
It
is.
really is.
So,
I could have another sip.
yeah, that's really good. Well, here's the question. Is it worth $1,200? It's $1,200 for a pound. That's up to the individual.
Yes, that's a good answer.
I would never judge anyone for how much they spend on what they like because that's none of my business. If you just want to spend the reasonable budgeted price of $130 on Amazon that we paid for a couple of cups. Is it worth that? In my opinion, it is, because this is an experience we get to share. You know, if somebody goes on a nice dinner date, they're going to spend that much. Isabella, you want to come in and have a sip? A $10 sip of coffee? Different people can say whatever they want about the cost, and you can say whatever you want about Black Ivory coffee. But here's what I'm going to say, honey. It is good to the last dropping.
But first coffee.
Okay, that was good coffee.
It was moving.
So
Okay.
just to recap, okay, so we have a question. You have not fully received of the blessing of the Lord until you've been humbled, nearly embarrassed by it. What do you mean by that?
David said in Psalm 23, "My cup runs over." Now just think about that for a moment. Let's say you go to a party, you've got a big oversized jumbo cup, and they start pouring your drink in there, and it fills up to the top. And you start saying, "Hey, that's good, thank you, that's enough." But they keep pouring and pouring and pouring until it runs all over your arm, all over your clothes, on the floor, and out the door. You would be a little humbled, maybe even a little embarrassed by it, because it's an overflow of blessing. And honey, I can honestly say we have received of that kind of blessing. The first thing I'll mention is when we were in, remember, Maui, Hawaii,
Yeah.
at Rocky LaRocco's church. It was a Wednesday night, beautiful theater, packed, I don't know, maybe 300 people. And he introduces me. I go up to the stage, and I get the mic, and he turns around and puts a $100 bill in my hand. I'll never forget this. And he says, "Terry, I want to be the first one." You were sitting on the front row. And I look up, and when I looked up, I see a flood of people rushing the stage. They come up on the stage. They start putting money in my pockets, on the pulpit, hugging me, putting it in my hands. I can honestly say I was humbled by that blessing. Nearly embarrassed, because it took me a couple of minutes. I look down at you and you're just smiling and laughing, and I'm like, what? Do I sing now? What do I do? I mean, I was speechless. And I really believe that's what our Father wants for us every day in our life, is to be speechless, because we're so overcome by His blessing that we're humbled by it, nearly embarrassed. Last thing I'll share here, I was in Kentucky. I was at a church, just finished up speaking, had a great service, and then I was back at the book table. And the crowd started dwindling, people started leaving. There was still a few people around, and I excused myself to go to the men's restroom. Okay, so
this is going to be good.
I go inside to, well, you know, pay a water bill. And standing at the urinal, there's really no polite way to explain this story, but I'm standing at the urinal, things are flowing, and this guy bursts in. Do you say burst or bust? Anyways, he just throws the door open of the men's restroom, walks in carrying a check, and he's running in and he screams my name, "Terry, Terry," and I'm standing here at the urinal. He comes up to the urinal and is waving the check like that in front of my face, saying, "Oh, brother, your music blessed me. Your message was so on point for my life right now. And the Lord just put it in my heart to give you this." And it was a check. And honey, I'm standing there, you know, and I look at him, I look at the check, I look at me, I look back at him, and I said, "Sir, I promise you, give me about 12 seconds. I'll take that check from you." And he looks at me and realizes where we're at, and he leaves. And when he goes out the door, I hear inside of me, "Surprise." Now, that may not mean much right now, but that was around 08, 09, and the world was screaming recession, depression, the housing market. And I'll never forget getting up Sunday morning, and I turned on a ministry, and he was talking about expect surprises. And I turned it on while I was still in the bed. And before his message was over with, I was out of the bed just declaring, our family, we're going to expect surprises. We're going to see the goodness of our Father. We're not going to plan for decrease. We're not going to plan for recession. He has an abundance, an overflow. Our cup runs over. And it was that year, that we were given 2 trips to Disneyland, totally paid for at the resort. It was that year our mortgage went down $450 a month. It was that year our ministry accountant budgeted the books and saw like 3,000 or 4,000 more. And it was that year I was standing at the urinal. And this guy runs in with a check, and I'm like, surprise! Expect surprises. I was humbled while I stood there, not nearly embarrassed. I was straight up embarrassed and he's waving a check. And I'm like, Lord, if you've ever answered a prayer, you answered that one, because I was surprised. And so we just wanted to tell you, believe for it, expect it. God has some great blessings for you, and He wants to bless you so much that you are humbled, nearly embarrassed by it. Hey, thank you for joining us but first, coffee. We have more segments we're going to be bringing to you. If you have some questions you want answered, you got some coffee you want us to taste, whatever it is, hey, we like it. Like, subscribe, share, email your questions to Terry@terrytripp.com, and we will see you soon right here on But First, Coffee.
But first coffee.
So, Terry,
Yes, my love.
someone right here in Tennessee received your box set from the Psalm 23 experience. Shut up. Okay, take 3. So, Terry, somebody right here in Tennessee.
Should you look here and say so, Terry, or right here?
I'll look at you.
No, I'm asking. It may be better right here. What is your thought?
Take 4. So, Terry, someone right here in Tennessee received your box set of the Psalm 23 experience. And they haven't read the book yet, but they have seen the magnet and the 2 CDs that, let me start again. Sorry. Okay.
Look there.
Okay. So, Terry,
Yeah.
someone right here in Tennessee received your Psalm 23 experience.
Too
Okay.
slow. Okay.
So, Terry, someone right here in Tennessee received your Psalm 23 experience. They have not read the book yet, but they saw the magnet that comes with the book, the 2 CDs, the refrigerator magnets, the pad, the 6 gift cards, all the wonderful stuff.
A nice
that comes
shameless
in.
plug.
A
Thank
nice
you very
shameless
much. I want to do that little drum thing that's doing when I go. So it's more of a, I don't know if you want to laugh or just be serious and go
Okay.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. One more time. You ready?
I am.
I don't know what take this is. 5. Terry,
Yes, my love.
someone right here in Tennessee.
It's a beautiful state.
It is. They received your Psalm 23 experience.
And that's a beautiful experience.
They have not read the
Box
book.
set. Sorry, I'll let you talk.
Thanks. Okay.
Yes, they haven't read the book.
Shut your pie hole!
Okay, but they did see the magnet. Is that what the card says? Okay, go.
Okay. You want to close it? Okay. So, Terry.
Yes, Kim. Okay, go. Okay, here we go.
So, Terry. So, do I need to read the question again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could say something like, man, that was some good poop, wasn't it, honey? Okay, well, whatever you want to say, and then read the question.
Okay.
Just wing it. Come on.
Okay, that was good coffee.
It was moving. I read about the dangers of drinking coffee. So I'm giving up reading. Hey, don't make that face. I know it's a lame joke. It's a dad joke. You want to do it one more time?
Sure.
Okay.